Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Nicole. I run Crooked Creations along with our cameraman Jesse. We've been experimenting with interviewing local New Jersey businesses and artists just to bring awareness to who's out there. Today we're interviewing Bree and Danielle. Why don't you tell everyone who you are and what you're about?
Hi, my name's Bree,
I'm Danielle.
and we run Unhinged Therapy podcast. We're
Mhm.
based out of New Jersey. We just put out our 9th episode.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it for a little over 2 months, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this show is basically just about like navigating like your 20s, your friendships and like relationships and like any other things that just come about and like we just talk about in general, just having like conversations. So
Yeah.
So, what made you guys want to start a podcast?
I'm gonna put it in between the both
it's
of us.
We literally like over the summer we're just talking outside, like just like Brie was sharing some of her crazy chaotic stories
Yeah.
and we were like, this just like isn't real. Like no one would believe that this even happened and like
I literally call my life sometimes a telenovela, and I want the subscription to end. I'm canceling my own subscription to my life,
Yeah.
so we decided to make a podcast.
Yeah, and yeah, we just kind of manifested it. Like we talked about it. We were like, this is what we're gonna do, this and that, and then it kind of just came together in like January. We're like, let's just do it. Like, who cares? Let's just like stop talking about it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So.
It was definitely like a whim thing because we talked about it in the summer, it kind of went away, and then it came back.
Yeah.
So.
What does making an episode look like?
Honestly, we just kind of wing it. We don't really. I know like we should probably plan and like structure and like have like a sheet or something that we go off of, but we really don't.
We call ourselves a one take wonder.
Yeah, we are learning how to edit.
We don't know. We did our first edit last week. We bleeped someone's name out because I name dropped on accident.
Yeah, and we kind of talk about the topic like beforehand. Like we have a lot of ideas and we have like a shared notes thing, but we just talk about it maybe the day before. We kind of run through it a little bit before we record, and then we kind of just record, and whatever comes about comes about. But I think that's what makes it like really good because we just have a conversation, bounce off of each other.
Yeah, I think the like most like natural part of it is like that we're very authentic with one another, and we just bounce off of each other really well. Yeah. So we just kind of go for it.
It's like not forced, and I don't think it really sounds forced, which is what I like the most about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with the fact that you guys definitely have a genuine vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Just saying. So what's fun about working on a podcast and what's frustrating?
I would say fun is like I get to go to Danielle's like apartment every week and hang out with her and her sister's boyfriend. Just have like consistent time like seeing them.
I think also the fun is that we're talking about things that like we talk about but we don't normally talk about all the time, and it's fun to see like each other's point of view about it and like things that we've learned even just while talking about these things. Like I don't know. I think I learn something new every week in general and about Brie too. And we're already pretty good friends. Yeah. So that's fun about it. I think yeah, the frustrating part would be just how much you have to like consistently like post on social media for it, because that's basically where we are. And we both work like full-time jobs. So it's kind of hard to post all the time when we're both working. Yeah. So just that's a little frustrating for us, but is there anything else?
No, I think that really sums it up. Like even today, I texted you and I was like, "I'm in meetings. Like, can you post about the new episode?"
Yeah.
Like other than that, I think that's the only frustrating part.
Are there any podcast artists, creators that inspire you?
I think we definitely get inspiration from people, but like I guess no one in particular. Like I thought about like for this question, like dream guests. Like I would love to have Olivia O'Brien on and like pick her brain.
Yeah. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts like the Chicks in the Office and Barstool, kind of Call Her Daddy, obviously. But I don't know, like I look up to them and I kind of like love their vibe, and that's kind of like who I am too. I don't really know. I was thinking about this too. I'm like, oh my gosh, like who would I like? I think I really like Renee Rapp. She's a singer and I like her music and I relate to her. So stuff like that. Yeah. People who like can talk about their feelings.
I agree. There's actually a podcast from like the most recent challenge winner. Her name's Tori Deal. She has like a dealing with, and then she puts like the name of what she's talking about that week. I really love that podcast. I haven't listened to it in a little bit. She just put out her second season, so I think that I definitely like hearing about how authentic she is personally.
Yeah, people who are just like kind of open and authentic to like who they are is where I find myself like gravitating more towards. So, yeah.
What's something you've learned from making Unhinged therapy, and what's something you want to improve?
Kind of bouncing off like what you said before, I think we've definitely learned, like, I feel like as we're talking about like advice, like we're learning more about ourselves too. Like, I don't typically like on a random like Monday night talk with my friends about like
my trauma.
Exactly. And like getting really into it, and like even putting on the internet has been very new because I'm genuinely like a private person.
Yeah.
So
I would say, what was the question?
Can you say the question one more time?
Yeah, no worries. What's something you learned from making Unhinged therapy, and what's something you want to improve?
Okay, so something again, like I feel like I learn more about myself the more we talk about these things, and I also kind of like it makes me reflect on things that have happened to me before that I didn't really know how to process at the time, and now that I'm like far removed from it, it makes it easier and like puts things into perspective. I think something that we want to improve on is just the editing, and just like the production of it.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
We're
It's
getting
something
there.
that we really want to work on, and like we have things planned. It's just a matter of making it happen and like
Yeah.
seeing where it goes.
Like
Basically.
remembering to turn the ring light on would be nice.
Yeah, remembering to press record.
Yeah.
Figuring
my
out
God,
how to record sometimes. Like I forget sometimes to press record, and then sometimes you'll hear me at the end. I'm like, how do you stop this?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, something also just like about my private life, I think is like I share a lot, so it's almost a matter of like picking what to share, and like you have to also keep in mind like people in your life that aren't on the podcast. Like you don't want to out their business, and sometimes you have to be like super conscious of that. So
that's big for me too, because like a lot of like my stories involve like other people's personal business, so I can't just be like, hey, so this person one time like did this. Like I can't just. I need to definitely focus on me rather than other people. That's basically the gist of it.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being here. See you guys later.